Alright, hello and welcome back to Let's Play yet another No Name MAME game. Today's No Name MAME game is, of course, the Rainbow Roads of Glory. Just kidding, it's Inferno. And this is actually another twin-stick shooter, surprisingly right after the last one. I guess good things come in pairs. And also, we're sort of on the front line of video game innovation. So the left stick, well, okay, it's an isometric perspective, so that makes things far more fun. The left stick makes the character move, and the right stick controls which way he shoots. It is nice that he does kind of stay in the direction you tell him to, although it's less nice that apparently it matters what level you're on, isometrically wise. Huh. That's a nice little innovation that Midway just snuck right in there. I see. So I initially thought the objective was to just shoot all of them, but... oh, maybe you're supposed to collect their souls before the giant mouth of Doom can respawn them. Seems like a good enough premise. And like any Midway game you'd imagine, it's, like, absurdly difficult. Ugh, and I keep trying to want to go diagonally, because it's an isometric perspective, but alas, no, you're supposed to use the regular D-pad. A little too reminiscent of Crazy Climber in that the controls just never quite feel intuitive, just because of the isometric perspective. Good golly. Although, honestly, if it were any other arcade developer, I'd probably complain a little bit more that the isometric perspective makes the game too hard. But again, this is a Williams game, and I'm pretty sure they wanted the game to be too hard. That's kind of their shtick. And actually, speaking about making the game too hard, so it's a twin-stick game, right? Okay, but you don't shoot when you go in that direction. Like, you still need another button to shoot things. So, not only do you have to manage two sticks, but you also have to manage an extra button. Now, I'm not sure how you do this on anything other than a twin-stick analog controller. Well, we've got a fairly dissonant game over theme, but otherwise, a decent name entry screen. I mean, it's a little clunky, but at the same time, I mean, it works. Not too many things you can complain about that. But right now... did I just enter it? It's like, that's not your real name. Enter your real name. What is that? That's like one of them's my nickname anagram, and this one's my real name anagram? Or maybe I get like a daily score and then a... yeah, I'm not really sure what the other one went to. Okay, that was a little baffling, but like a lot of Williams games back in the day, it has like a million slots for the high score, which is pretty cool until you realize that they all go away when you power down the arcade machine. Otherwise, that's pretty interesting. And so, the twin stick thing, it's kind of neat until you realize that, yeah, you got two sticks, one button, but only one hand. I mean, two hands. So, after a while, you have to start kind of getting creative in how you map things, or use a Nintendo Wii controller. One or the other, quite frankly. Okay, that's more than a little cheap. They can hit me, but I can't hit them? Again, if this was not a Williams game, I would be far more outraged. Actually, I'm a little surprised I was even able to, like, get so far into the first level without dying. Oh, maybe the purple ones just have extra cheating powers. Get to the mouth now. It's kind of like in baseball, when it's like, it's like you're running to home, but then some guy catches it right at the moment now, and he's like, hey, run home now, sucker. So right now I have it mapped so that the twin sticks are twin sticks, and I've got the fire mapped to a trigger, which seems kind of great for, well, I mean, it works great now, but in the day, well, it would have worked great too, it's just nobody had twin analog controllers, or even twin controllers. It is kind of weird how, like, the first person who must have figured out that, like, you can make a controller with two joysticks, and it would be awesome. Actually, if you think about it, that's one of the defining characteristics of all video game systems prior to about the 90s. Well, let's try to snore past this. and then see where it matters. So ZZZ took the grand score, and XXX is the daily marksman. I forget which was which precisely, but evidently you get to enter in 2 scores. So in one of them you can enter in a nickname, the other one, the one that's saved for all time, and you have to actually play it kind of straight. Although it's a little weird that it, like, remember the first time and I entered cat for both of them, and it made me enter cat, well, it made me enter something for both of them. And yet, one of them, like, I didn't even get the daily marksman, so why did it bother? It's just kind of getting my hopes up. And just like most Williams games, it turns into a wild goose chase. I sure hope this is a Williams game. I mean, it's got the same signature high score format as Joust, so it probably is. Dang, I wonder if this game, like, even controlled all that well in arcades, because it does seem like they could get away with something like this. I mean, they're that good, but at the same time, it just doesn't seem like it'd be an intuitive sort of controlling scheme. But, I mean, true to form, this is kind of like the essence of arcade games distilled down. I mean, if you're willing to look past the complexity of the arcade control scheme, it's basically you versus a room full of enemies. You can walk around, you can shoot stuff, you have to collect stuff. There's tons of points. It's all about getting the most points as possible and not dying. That's basically every arcade game mechanic. Well, okay. But that's stereotypically what arcade games are all about. Oh jeez, don't get into a firefight right on the top. You're not gonna win. Although, I guess if the souls get eaten a couple times, then they can't really come back. Or can they? Whoa, what? It combines, like, all of the fun of Defender, Robotron, Pac-Man. I don't know, I'm sure there's Dig Dug in here somewhere. Add in the Flash Gordon game. The Cocoon Wave. Oh, I'm feeling Joust already. And just like Chow. Oh, okay, that's not so bad. I thought for sure they would all be... Okay. Although, interestingly enough, Cocoons seem to have the same, soul as the regular people. Wow. That isometric perspective, it's just wonky enough that I keep wanting to do up or left, up or right for all of the, controls. But it's not right. You have to do up and down. So, evidently I've been getting away with it for a while. Oh my gosh, it's like a fairy straight out of Robot Unicorn Attack. What's that doing there? And now there are colored circles on the ground that can do various interesting things. It wouldn't be a Williams game if you couldn't explain the rules on like a page or less. Well, that's not quite fair, but the thing about Williams games is, like, there's a lot of nuance to them. There's a lot of neat little tips and tricks that you can devote your entire life towards exploiting. Alright, did Cat finally... Ooh. It's kind of funny when you, like, curve the edges of a W a little bit and then it starts looking like an Omega. Just the little things in life, you know? You gotta find entertainment in even the smallest of things. Alright, #1 daily top score. Eternal Heroes' scores. A little bit of a... one of those times when typos are actually not really typos. But that was Inferno. Oh, 80. Psh. Crazy Climber way had it first. Crazy Climber was definitely the pioneer of twin stakes. I'm kidding, I'm pretty sure. Well, maybe it was even earlier than Frontline. But I gotta say, Williams did it again. Oh, I didn't actually see who was... You were a born hero. You know, I'm beginning to think that this wasn't Williams. I'm pretty sure Williams was based in America, so why would they start getting the grammar wrong? Unless maybe they wanted to kind of blend in with all the Japanese games. They're like, hey, these Japanese are onto something. If we're putting grammar mistakes, people will love it. Oh, hey, there's a partner? And you can't kill them by shooting them? It's like they learned from their mistakes of Wizard of War. But Wizard of War was still pretty fun. Even, well, I bet. What do I mean? Despite the fact that you can shoot your partner, I'm pretty sure that would make it fun. You ever played Legend of Zelda Four Swords with people? You can throw people in that game, and the moment you or one of your friends realizes that, all progress just halts. You just kind of run around trying to throw each other. It's pretty great. Oh, there's Cyclops? I thought for sure they'd be more like fishmen. They actually look like little eels with bodies. Follow them into the Grand Lizard's mouth. Oh, nice. Fight the hot and ruthless souls. Her sexy flight. Oh, man. Have you no shame, Williams game? Oh, wow. And they're just gonna go on for like 10 more minutes about everything that's gonna happen in this game. Are there any other colors? The boom bird. A giant bird that patrols and comes in if you're taking too long. I wonder what game they could have taken that from. So, well, place your bets. Was it really made by Midway? Or Williams? Williams, Midway, Pinball, Gottlieb. I'm not actually sure anymore who or what anything I'm saying. But that was Inferno. And on that note, this cat's got a scat.